Today we're making carrot cake. We're heating our oven to 350 degrees. We're starting out with 2 cups of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil, 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk, 3 eggs beaten, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix it until it's very well mixed in. We'll stop it. Now we're going to add 2 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. One and a half teaspoons of salt. Now we're going to mix it for just a minute. And any time that you're mixing, you always want to make sure you stop and scrape down the bowl very well, all the way around the edges. Make sure you get all your ingredients in there good. You can do it twice if you want to, but if you take just that extra minute and make sure everything gets in there good, you should be good to go. We're grinding 2 cups of carrots in a food processor. We're going to process them until they're ground up very fine. So just like when you're mixing, you want to make sure you scrape down the sides and then food process them again. So now we're going to add our 2 cups of grated carrot. And we're going to mix that in just for half a minute or so. We're going to scrape down the sides again. And this is ready. So what I have is a piece of parchment paper, and I have a 15 1/4 by 10 1/4 cookie sheet, and we're just going to cut this parchment paper and lie it on the inside of this. So now we lay the paper in there. We're just going to take and we're going to grease it. Do all the edges of the pan also, and grease your paper up and your pan. So now we're just going to pour the batter. Make sure we scrape that bowl out good. Then you're just going to take it and just kind of smear it around a little bit till it evens out. Now we're going to bake it for about a half an hour to 15 minutes. This is going to cook a lot quicker because I'm not using a cake pan or a loaf pan. If you use the loaf pan, it would take about an hour. But we're going to bake it till a fork or a knife comes out clean out of it. We're going to bake it at 350 degrees in the lower half of the oven. So while our cake is baking, we're going to make the frosting. We're going to use 1/3 cup of buttermilk. We got the whip attachment on the mixer. We're using 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 2 teaspoons vanilla, and we're going to blend this up till it's all nice and smooth like a frosting. Same as your other ingredients, you always want to scrape down the bowl. This is still really firm, but it's getting nice and soft. So we're just going to mix it up for a few more minutes, another minute or two, and then we're going to add our butter. Now we're taking 2 sticks of butter, we're going to place them in the pan, and we're going to brown the butter lightly. So our cake is done. We checked it with a knife, and the knife came out clean. It took about 20 minutes. So now we're going to let the cake cool for about 45 minutes. So here we have our butter frying, and we're just going to cook it till it starts to get this little nutty flavor, and you can wave it and smell the nuttiness of the butter starting to turn brown. This needs to cook for just another half a minute or so, and it'll be done. So here you can start to see the butter turning brown, and that's when it's ready. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to add that to our frosting. So we have our brown butter here. We're just going to add that right into the cream cheese. I'm just going to mix that brown butter in until it's all smooth and incorporated. Remember to stop and scrape the bowl down, because you'll have all that cream cheese stuck in there on the sides of the bowls. There you have it. It's all nice and smooth, all mixed in real nice. So we're adding 2 cups of confectionery sugar to this. And we're going to let that mix in for a few minutes. We're going to add another cup of confectionery sugar. And we're going to add another cup of confectionery sugar. We're going to work all this in, and then we're going to refrigerate this for a couple of hours, and then we're going to ice the cake up with it. So here our cake is done, and we're going to flip it over. I went around the edges with a knife, make sure all the edges were loose with the knife. And now we're just going to flip it over. I have a cutting board. I'm going to put some parchment paper on it. We're going to take the cutting board, just lay it on there, and we're going to flip it over onto the paper. Just give it a couple of taps. And she came right off. Here's our wonderful looking carrot cake. So now we're going to leave this on here and just let it totally cool. And then we're going to ice it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put that back in the pan. We're going to flip it back over again. Now you have your cake with no parchment paper underneath it. Now we can go ahead and ice it. So our cake is cooled and our frosting has pretty much gotten almost pretty solid, but it's good enough that we can coat this with. And now we're going to set it in the refrigerator overnight and it'll be nice and solid. And we're just going to coat all that. We're going to top it off with some ground walnuts. There you have a wonderful carrot cake. I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe. Thank you.